I'll give it a few more minutes. So all I'm typing out here is kind of how that picture's funny. That's basically my setup. I have a beer on my right and VS Code and monitor on the top. So what I'm typing out here is kind of like how I reason about certain things happening, and you'll see that it goes further out than usually things only in the browser. The reason for that is if there's any like weird debugging issues, it's always good to know like kind of what's happening end to end when you're in Salesforce as a cloud platform, it starts serving up resources, and then there's like things happening client side, there's stuff happening server side. There's a back and forth that you have to understand at a fundamental level before you can start really diving into like where do you want to supply automation in this workflow. And I'll give it a few more minutes. But yeah, generally designing a feature request means you've already kind of developed an application, you've gone through overall discovery, maybe you've done like an MVP. And so now you want to figure out like, okay, there's something existing in the system, but you want to like augment it. And that's kind of what the mental model serves to provide is where do you slot into this whole process? Like, am I going to do stuff here on the client side? Am I going to do stuff only here? Like, we don't care about what happens in the browser. They're going to load a page and it's going to automatically do something. Like that's a viable feature. It's just a little bit wonky because there's no like user experience basically. Give it a couple more minutes. Wendy, it's very late for you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go through two feature requests. They're going to be from my open source repo. We're going to talk a little bit about the mental model. So it's kind of like understanding the end-to-end flow from when a user serves up or requests a resource, and then all the way to what happens back in the server, back in Salesforce at the end of it. And I think the easiest way to do this is to kind of juxtaposition like what the feature is and where it sits within the like overall UX flow of like a browser click. I'm going to pick this one. So I've been wanting to work on this for a while. I generally have an idea of what to do for this. For those who aren't aware of what this library is, there's a library I wrote that has to deal with like making a data table out of a SOQL string. And this has always been one of those pain points where Solo mentioned, hey, it'd be nice if there's something that I want, and then like, basically try to figure out how to solve for that. This is not a great example of a user story because I generally know what's happening for this backlog, but when you're working on a feature request, having some kind of trackable, ticketable item to log against is very useful. And depending on how you set up your user story, you can glean information from it. And you can use that backlog item as kind of like a second brain almost to host kind of what you think a viable solution is. Or when you go back to it, like, what is this, months later, I already had a pretty good idea of what this is. But typically when you write feature requests, you might want to add stuff like at the bottom, you jot down notes, jot down LOE, etc. When you revisit them, because this is your second brain, now you can actually execute against it. So trying to figure out where this sits in the system, that's kind of like the exercise I want to go through with you today. SOQL data table is a component that I've written, and let's dig into a little bit about what the heck this is. I want to be able to enter all for sortable or editable fields. Now, going along this mental model, this is definitely going to be kind of like, well, not even there. There's a separate workflow for admins I didn't actually document in the mental model. But this workflow is specifically for like the admin setting up stuff. So I'll kind of go through what that even looks like. In the application builder or app builder, this component can be, configured, and we'll kind of go through what the current pain point is. And then we'll take a look at what the feature request tries to solve for. And then we'll go through kind of like how to reason about developing that feature and then kind of interjecting that logic into existing like component architecture or existing solution and figure out how best to make that work. So what I have here is this is a SFDXable project, and I've launched or pushed a Scratch org with this like content. So that's what you're seeing here is the LWC utils repo is basically this code base pushed into a Scratch org. Let me see, 54 subject list. So you'll see I have if it loads, my dev hub, which is a developer edition org, and then this Scratch org, which is where I pushed this into. Now let's go figure out what the hell this feature actually wants. When you're in Design Time App Builder, and there's actually a screenflow version of this, but I'm not going to go into that one. What you see here is kind of the heart of the feature request. I have a user, and my client or end user for this is fellow admins or fellow devs. So you can basically take the same learnings, apply them to your stakeholders, but the workflow is a little bit different. The mental model is a little bit different. It's not actually SFDC serves up a resource to the client for interactivity. It's SFDC serves up a resource for the admin to configure. So this is kind of where we have the feature request. This is specifically about, I want to be able to enter all for two things and have this like magically work. So in the current solution design, I've opted for a static list of editable fields. What is this? These are comma-separated list of field API names for inline edit. So obviously, if you have like 30 fields you want to inline edit, like I don't know why you would want that many, but if you do, ideally this could be replaced with all. Now this is where we get into a little bit of creativity and design time solution, which is personally, I think the all keyword is not, what's the word here, specific enough. I think if I wanted a developer, from a developer user experience, I would want something like this, or something like that, where it's a little more explicit. And we can change this keyword later, but I feel like the all keyword is could be a little more explicit. So let's figure out how to do this editable. So if this is my goal, I'm working a little bit forwards now, so we're going to do breadth. If this is my goal, to have the admin enter this keyword to basically parse out every single column that is editable, like this is the end result, right? I want to have these to be editable. I have to go figure out a couple things. Where does this input collect in this whole like life cycle of things, in this whole like flow? Where do I parse this? How do I use it? How do I figure out like, where to use that piece of information? And so in our mental model, we're right about here. And I think it's actually like over here. So in our mental model, we're right about here. So let's go to the next step. What the hell is editable fields? Let's go take a look. Get rid of this thing. All right, so there's a bunch of public properties here. For LWCs, let me take a step back here. Let's take a look at the actual file. So you'll notice that this is datatable.js. It's not softball.datatable.js. So we're going to go look at the architecture just a little bit. When you're reasoning about like where to put your logic, you have to kind of start from the things you know. The thing I know from looking at the UI here is this thing is called Sockle Data Table. So what is that? Now I have to go figure out in my stack where the hell is Sockle Data Table. Well, it's this thing. This defines a Lightning app page, Lightning home page, Lightning record page, basic configurable variables. So really what we want here is this property, the editable fields property, to intake more than the field API names. So we're going to start grokking and start controlling effing. Where are all instances of editable fields? So there's three things where editable fields affects. It affects app page, home page, record page, and flow screen. So this property is available in all those places. Let's close the design file and start looking at the actual content. So Control F, editable fields, enter. I immediately see that there's no logic here. So coming in as a fresh developer, let's pretend I didn't write this library. There seems to be something weird here where, okay, there's a bunch of inputs here, sortable fields, editable fields, but when you pass them in from the design file into the LWC itself, I'm not doing anything with that. So like, what's going on here? Let's go check the template, the second place where the property might be useful. I see what's happening. In Sockle data table, I have a child component called data table. It seems to me that whatever in this mental model, admin inputs thing, and then thing isn't really used here. So if I control F editable field, I get one of one hit, meaning this keyword, this key variable is not used at all in this file. Like no matter how much I scroll, I'm not going to get one of two hits. So that to me tells me the first thing. There's nothing in this file that uses this property. So let's go one level deeper. What the hell is it being used for? Data table. So in data table, there is something, too many things. Let's go back to 1 out of 1. There's a lot of things happening with this property. First, when it's getting set, I'm creating a flattened set from delimited string, and then let's go look at the rest of the file. Second instance, third instance, fourth instance, fifth. There's something I'm using in reset table. This is the kind of piece of it where I commented here. It's for inline edit. So this is how I'm assigning if this set of fields has this column field name, then set column to editable to true. So right now we're starting to see like, here's a feature request. Oh, I've done my due diligence. I've dug into my stack. Now I know kind of where the logic needs to sit. I've made a design decision not to do it here at the first spot we see it happening. I've decided to align it to where the previous developer existing solution has designed for it to be parsed out. So now comes the question, how the hell do we refactor this to basically take in this? My first instinct would be to figure out how to, I guess, have separate logic here. So let's see.
She's in charge of their NPSP right now. She is not an admin. She desperately wants them to hire an admin that has NPSP experience, so they'll help her too. And we got along really well too.
This is where we're going to start looking into docs, because I actually don't know if MDN has contains ignore case. Nope. Nope. Maybe? JavaScript. So this is how I basically search for stuff. JavaScript, check string, case insensitive. Now we could do things like do regex. We can do, so what you'll notice is I open up a buttload of tabs with the first few hits, and then I basically Command W, close that, and then Control F, case. Okay, there's a regex ignore case. I don't want to use regex if I don't have to, so let's go see if there's anything else. That is a bad website. I'm going to close you. Case. Oh, here's a very interesting hit. Includes functions case insensitive. So I didn't remember this, so let's go take a look at this. MDN includes, array prototype includes, Control F case. So this to me tells me I can't use this function because I do not want case sensitivity when I'm doing the check, so we'll close that resource. I've just basically told myself I don't want includes. So let's go look at the other options we have here. It's looking like we'll probably have to do regex. So one of the things I want to avoid is we want to give the user experience here two options. I don't want to upper or lowercase any of these inputs. I only want to uppercase or lowercase this input. So I'm going to ignore this part for now, and then we'll optimize this later. So already, to me, there's not like a super straightforward way to basically do includes, contains, ignore case or something, or contains, ignore case. So I'll go back to that and do optimization steps later. Going back to the mental model, this is not really like part of the mental model, but when you're developing a feature, it's more important to make it work than optimize it. So for now, this is the syntax I'm shooting for. So I'm just going to do this. If this value equals blah, somewhat best practice, I'm going to go do a constant here. Now, where the hell should I put that? So let's look a little bit about decisions and where to put stuff. So I've got some random constants here. I've got some constants here that are within config. I've got another constant here within some kind of like metadata file. Now I have a decision to make. Do I want to put it below or above that? And my decision is above because it's kind of in line with where the other variables sit. So this block is like my random variable block. These are things you should consider when you're augmenting existing solutions, is following the, what's the word here? Following the intention of the person who authored it. Try to stay in line with that as much as possible. So I'm going to follow my past self. You cannot see my cursor. Okay, yes. So that line 47 is where I'm going to put stuff. I don't have a name for this variable. Let's just call it inline, edit flag? Sure. We can change that later. All editable. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, because it's not being used. If this dot value equals blah, then do something else. Do that. Okay. Else do that. So what do I want to do with this then? So if a user basically inputs this in all caps, what do I want to do with it? I want to basically create an editable fields. And let's go take a look at what the hell this thing is. I forgot to do this. Create set. So what this does is it creates a new JavaScript set, and it does like some magic to flatten and remove white space and all that jazz. I don't have the ability from, where's that keyword? This keyword to go figure out what are all the not files, the fields I want to edit. So let's go look at the rest of this class and figure out like how to do that. And we're going to go explore this together because I actually don't know. All right, so couple things that come to mind. I'm going to kill all these because these are all like regex related and I don't care. Those are optimization steps. I'm going to solve for the big solve and then we can go make it like nice. Time block, 20 minutes. I don't know if we'll finish. We'll see. Let's see. How did we do this? Let's go take a look at the component library. I think I'm going to check my wires real quick. I don't remember which wires come down here. Okay. This is what I was looking for, was the, oh, I got the wrong component library. Where are you? None of these. So this is what I was looking for, was a way to basically get the object API name, because I know this LDS adapter gives me enough information about the object basically that's happening. Now here's the tricky part, and this is only because I know this. Wires run after properties are set. So by the time this property is passed here, I'm not going to be able to use it. So what I'm going to do is set a flag. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this here is by the time this property is set into the setter, the wire hasn't run yet. So I don't have a way to go check my schema. Now, what this does is when it enters here, I'm going to be able to check this private property, and then based on that private property, do some logic in the callback of this guy. So, oh, hey, I even wrote this for future enhancements. That's like now. So we're going to go do that now. Whoop. What was that prop? We're going to go do something. So I'm going to move this into console.log just to make sure this works. And then, yeah, future enhancements now. When did I commit this? I did something. I don't know. I don't want to go look at my Git. So if it's that, console.info, hey, feature enhancements now. All right, save, push. Excuse me, laptop, come on. Push. And then we're going to go do that. I'm going to save that. While that's saving, so I'm looking for two things here. I'm looking for the fact I made the correct areas of kind of the first pass, which is I'm able to collect the user input, and then now I'm able to like get to this piece of the code flow. So that's kind of, why is it so slow? So that's what I'm looking for right now, is I just want feedback here that this worked okay, and then we can kind of deal with it later. I messed that up. All right, and I wonder if it's struggling because I'm streaming at the same time I'm trying to do this. We're not going to zoom in on the console. Oh, let me see what happens. Command plus? Command plus? Yay, okay. Reload. Okay, that did not do what I wanted to do, so let's go figure out why. Let's go figure out the getter's wrong. I did push. Yeah. Let's go figure out if that. By the way, my computer's a little bit laggy when I'm streaming, so. I bet you what's happening is the object info is not there. But let's make sure we reason about the setter is being set, and then we can debug the rest later. All right, so right now I'm just sanity checking the setters being set, and then if that's being set, then my other problem is the wire. Okay, so it's the wire. No, it is not the wire. It is this. If this dot value doesn't equal non-editable flag, so what does it equal then? Oh, that was dumb. Yes, thank you. This is instance of LWC. I don't care about the instance of LWC. I care about this scoped variable. Or I don't know if that's saved correctly. Let's save and push again. That's fun. You guys get to watch my push just kind of go. All right. I think the second push was formatting only, so I'm going to see how this one goes. Great success. Flag enter. Cannot receive populated has. That's because and a bunch of other reasons. That's because the default value, it needs to be this. And we'll fix that later. Okay, so the most important thing is this. This debugged correctly. So I do have my object shape. I'm going to prettier this. Pretty print, come on. Okay, so this is what I cared about. The fact that, hey, we entered future enhancements and it's going to give me the object info. Now, I don't remember what the hell the shape of this thing is, so let's go look at that. I need these data points. Yep. Okay, so that's kind of like what I had a reason about this. So this is kind of the data set I need to work backwards from, but there's a catch here. I only want the editable fields of the fields that are sockled. I don't care. Well, I don't know if it matters. I could just put all of these in here. Not Jigsaw. Give me a normal one. Email. So there's a property here. Oh, I think it's updatable. Yeah, there it is. So LDS is pretty cool, especially this wire. I'm going to go back to the wire so you guys can see what the hell's happening. This wire is pretty neat. So this respects FLS and I think it's CRUD access as well. I don't know where the CRUD one is, but the FLS one is here. And it's very specifically this property, updatable. So technically, I can just, I'm going to write sudo out now. What do I want to do here? Extract fields, create set of all updatable, that's the word, props, compare to sockle string, derive final list of, dude, I'm not going to reduce this. Are you kidding? That'll take the rest of this time. Derive final list of this dot editable field. Yeah. I am going to fix that other error. So editable fields, it wants this default value because this returns I think it returns an empty string. It returns an empty string if it's not like forked. So how do I do this? If val equals that. I think I just need to set this for now to mimic the existing behavior. And then we'll come back and reset this later in that private function. So that's how I'm going to tackle it for now. Save, don't need to push. By the way, when I hit save, there's like a 2-second lag. All right, so how the hell do I extract fields? I vaguely remember the thing I need to do. So let's do a filter of all. Let's see. I'm just going to keep private properties here for now. This dot all updatable fields. Oh, that doesn't look like a word. How did I update a bowl? Yes. Okay. I think I want object. No, I don't want that. I want to get. I think I've done this somewhere already. Let me go check it. It's not that. I know I have done this before already, but you know what? Let's just go through how to actually do this from the docs. All right, so I've got a really weird object here on my left, but I only want the fields property. And in the fields property, I want only these ones. And I think I have to do object.keys or something. Let me control F my prior art. That's always fun. Oh yeah, object.keys for each. We do that. We could, no, I don't think I want array.find because array.find would return, I think the first. It doesn't return multiple. My goal is to get just the object properties that are updatable into a thing that I can measure. So this dot object info, where is, there it is. That's not right. Mm-hmm. I know it's about field prop. Now I think it's MDN extract only keys from object. And it is object.keys. Oh, it's entries. I think it's entries. Hold on. I'm going to open that as well. No. I need something more than keys because I need to find the inner property, the updatable property. Am I going to have to do this more than one time? Okay, let's do it the stupid way first, then we'll come back and optimize it. This, let's do for each object.keys. This thing for each. Key. I'm going to make sure this is right. No, don't do that. Yeah, let's clear that. I'm pretty sure this is going to get me the key. I forget if it gets me the thing I actually need, which is the key and the property, the updatable property. So we're going to go figure that out now. I'm pretty sure I could map and filter it, but let's go see what this does first. 2 entries or 4 in? Yeah, we could do 4 in. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that gets me the keys, but not the property. So that's not useful. So let's do for in. Or key in. That's still gonna get me only the keys. It might get me the key with the prop. Let's go check. And then also want to cost log. Yeah. You. Why are you yelling at me? And we're just gonna go back for now. I'm testing it. Yeah, I remember there's a trick to 2 entries. Let me go look that up. Oh, yeah. This is vaguely coming back to me. Let me go look at how I did at dot entries while this thing is pushing. Oh, I did do this once already. Object dot entries. Oh, okay. All right, Control F my existing code. There it is. New map. So I created a map out of the entries, but I don't care about the map. I care about the values in the map, but that's fine. Let's go make 2 things. Uh, I'm actually curious what for in does because I don't remember this property being there, but let's go take a look. Okay, so that doesn't work how like I wanted. It's coming back as undefined. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm fairly certain if I do, this is going to be super dumb, but we could do dot values. I think it's values. I'm trying to chain this real quick. MDN new map. Where is that function? Is this the right function? No.
It's entries.
Yeah, entries would get me. Entries would get me. Oh, you're right. I don't need a map, huh? And then we can do filter field dot updatable. Let's see what that comes out with. Okay, come on. Yeah, I don't think I need a map for this. I just want the entries and I want the updatable entries. Okay. I think this might not work because I don't know if this returns an array. So this will either explode or not. So we'll see just now. So we can ignore the for now because I'll fix that later. I care most about this piece right now. That came back null or empty array. So let's go figure out what this looks like without the filter. And then I can inspect what the hell this is first, and then okay, this thing is actually fairly annoying. Let me figure out how to make that stop. You know what? That's because this is not being created as a set. I'm stupid. Why is it yelling at me? Okay, good. Oh, what? Why is it array first element? Sorry, array second element, array 0 element. I'll copy paste your code in a second. I'm actually curious what this returns. Ah, yes. Entries gives you, yep, key value pairs. Okay. That's not exactly what I want, but that's okay. Let's just use that for now, and then we'll optimize later. Hold on, let me cut hit second half. I think in the end of this, I want to make this more readable, and this is fairly difficult to read. So I would do something. Okay, so if this is the shape of the object at entries, it's not ideal. I only really need the values. So let's make sure that works first, and then I'll clean it up while that loads. Okay, so if I want array dot okay, I'll do it later. Mm-hmm. Wait, I don't. Oh, yeah, I see what's going on. Yeah, okay. No, these are not. They're not cased correctly. No, they're cased correctly. Okay, come back to that. Okay, so now I have all updatable fields, and then I want to convert this to a set. Oh, I think that's why I did a map. But okay, we'll come back to it later. We'll convert it to a set so I can do the has function on it. I do remember like I wrapped this in map to get it so I can do like the has, but we'll convert it to a set instead. And then now we have to compare it to the sockle string and then build our editable. Where is the sockle string relative to this? I'm pretty sure it's set. I would be surprised if it's not set. Query string? I don't remember the name of this prop data table. HTML. Okay. Where's my fields? Column labels. Oh, I don't have query string here. Okay, all right. So we're gonna go need, oh gosh. Okay, so maybe this one's not as easy as I thought. So that's kind of the fun part of building this stuff. I don't have query string here because query string is at the parent level. It's in the parent. I don't believe I pass this down. Yep, this thing. Oh shit, final query string. I don't. I don't need query string. I don't need query string because I have the table data. But do I have the table data by here? I don't think I do. So okay, so this is useful. So that means this is the end of this function because the wire gets this, and then oh my gosh, that means by the time I get table data, do I have table data by the time of this? Let's go take a look. Nope. Wait, no, I should have table data. Fetch table cache, object API name, initialize table, base data table, initialize, oh, this function. Cache.table columns, okay. Cache.table, oh, there's data. So set table data, data. I don't store this. Oh, I do store this. This.table data, go table data. Okay, I actually don't remember the life cycle of this, so let's just go debug if table data is there by the time this wire is done. This may be a little bit tricky because wire is a little bit wonky. So I went through that really fast, but basically this is what I'm solving for. I don't have a sockle string. Like I can't get it to here, and I actually don't actually need it. So what I really need is to compare this against this to create this. So let's go look at what that looks like. Clean up for readability. Don't care. Yeah, it's always a good idea to check what variables are in play before you go do a bunch of stuff to try to get new variables. Like it's part of the work of a feature request is to kind of understand the state of where the application is. Hey, cool stuff. All right, so here's my set of strings. Here are the table rows. I don't need table rows. I need table columns. Let me double check if I store columns because I don't remember. It's the initialize function. Set table columns. Was I smart? Let's see. Final columns. This.table columns, it goes final columns. Look at that. Cool. Boop. I don't want to parse this object because that object, I could parse that object. I don't think I want to, so I'm just going to do this object instead. Yeah, good point. The optimization around like figuring out which fields are editable, which are not, makes sense. I think generally, since this final step is just going to compare to what's actually requested by the sockle string. Oh, I should take a step back. The table data and table columns are derived from the sockle string Come on, browser. At, oh, I don't want setup. At design time, yo, let me click you. At design time in the app builder. So it's kind of like if I take table columns, it's basically getting me the updatable fields that the user wants. So to your point, I'm not going to, like mailing geocode accuracy, that's not one of the fields that they requested for updatable. So I'm just going to throw away that data point. Yeah, here you go, select blah, blah, blah. All right, so table columns looks a lot better. Field name, yes, that's the property I want. Let me just make sure all these field names are correct. Yep, yep, yep. What? Oh, that's my custom. Okay, we'll figure that out later. Let me just figure out how to compile the string. So we don't want table data, what table columns. This is a set. So this dot editable fields equals. What's my base data here? I clicked expand. Okay. So I have a bunch of things, so I want to iterate over the column field names and if that field name is in the set. So, sorry, the column field name, table columns, table columns, dot filter, call, call dot field name, oops, I'm just going to copy paste that. This dot all, but oh, why aren't you doing autocomplete? I think this tells me what I want. By the way, I would love to do local dev. I just haven't figured out yet. Mostly my laziness, but also I'm not 100% sure that's not spelled correctly. How it works with like Sockle and stuff. Why are you yelling at me? It's lagging. Okay. It was lagging due to the stream. Like the spell check went away once I let it sit there for like 2 seconds. Okay, the goal is to derive editable fields. Let's see if I did it correctly. Did not do it correctly. Which one are you? This one is table columns. Where did I screw up? If this dot table column, call dot, call dot field name. That wouldn't help. Is that right? Case sensitive. And yeah, okay. This is bothering me. Paste. Every time I update, doesn't want to take a shot. Just wait till I get to fuzzy search. I have no idea how to implement that, so that's going to be fun. We're going to have to do some deep object exploring, plus figuring out how the hell Fuse.js works. I think I know how Fuse.js basic works, but I have no idea how Fuse.js, the advanced one, works. You can do like deep object searching, and I don't really know how that works. So that'll be fun. Yay! I have data. Okay. Now, is that the right data? I actually don't know. Okay, so what kind of sucks, and I need to figure this out, is it's not taking into account the custom pick lists, custom data types. So that's going to be tricky. I don't think I want to go through like exactly why. But yeah, there's stuff here around, because I make like these posed like fields that are like flattened. This is like 50% of the way there. There's some weird optimizations I have to do to take into account the custom data types, basically. Well, this one worked. This one worked. The flattened one did not. Now, why did this one not work? Name should have worked. Why did name not work? Okay, so hold on. This table columns, which is that the first one? Yes. So give me every table column, and then if updatable field doesn't have name in it. What is? Oh, poop. That's weird. I actually want to see what's happening in the object info now before we move on from this. Object info. The autocomplete does not work when you stream Discord. Let me tell you that. See? It shows up like 3 seconds later. So I have a hunch that in the object info for contact, it's going to give me first name and last name as the updatable fields and not name. So that's just going to be one of those weird like forks in the logic where you're like, hey, make name editable and ignore the fact the object info doesn't have like name. It's got the parts of the compound name, the first name, last name. That's my educated guess. Let's go take a look. All right, fields. Don't disappoint me. Fields. It's gonna be first name. God damn it. Shit. First name. Last name. Where the fuck is last name? Oh, it does have name. Is this gonna be editable false? Oh god. Okay, well that's where that fails. Don't really know how to deal with that. This is just for name objects with compound names. That's pretty annoying. Like there's gonna be a fork in here somewhere. All right, let's do to do. Deal with compound names. Oh, God. There's gonna be like some weird checks in here for like, hey, do you have last name and first name? Cool. If so, I'm gonna manually set up updatable field for. I'll just type out the pseudo. If compound. Oh, geez, that's not even compound. If last names or first name are found, manually push a name row that is updated. Dateable in this dot updatable. I can't even type anymore. Let's just paste it in. Yeah, it's not gonna be fun. So that basically concludes this. Hold on, let me think. Did it actually get back in the UI? That's the most important piece. It did not. Why didn't it get back into the UI? You know why this didn't work? Because this editable field runs in the wire, but when actually I need it is in the set table column function. Oh boy. So that means we can manually call this basically. Does object info tell you what the name of the parent compound field is? I don't know. Let's go take a look. How do you even name fields? There's there's a special prop just for this. Yeah, I could probably do something with a name fields prop. If it exists, then push it in. But the index would be different for every object. I don't know every object that has compound names, so it's gonna be fun. So the reason why we're not getting the pencil icon in the UI is because this private function, set table columns, runs in like a parallel path to the wire callback. I don't want to run the entire private function again, just in the callback. I meant within the actual fields property itself. You mean if Name is compound. Yeah, compound name. There's that prop. I think the takeaway is extra code to deal with compound names. I'm trying to figure out how to call like very specifically this against all table columns. I think I'm just gonna do it again here. So is it gonna get set? Let me think. I don't think I tracked this variable. I think this variable is assigned. I'm going to do something dumb for now. I don't remember the name of this prop. Set table columns. Call dot editable. So it's literally just the first property. Okay. Hmm. I want a new array. No. I want to meet. How do I want to mutate this? So I believe at the time of the wire. Oh, PSP says if you look at the last name, does it tell you it's part of the name? I don't know. Let's look. Where is last name? Yeah, it says it's part of. Oh, hey, there's a bunch of data around just compound names. So I think there's enough data points in the object info to help me make that like secondary logic fork. I'm trying to figure out how should I set the table column call property via assignment. I think I could just do that. I don't think it's as simple as, hold on. Set table column. What did I do here? Call that field name. Okay. Yeah, okay. Why are you yelling? Oh, right. Got to do this thing. I think that's your mutate only one. I didn't like that. Because it's a set. Doesn't make sense. Hold on. This editable fills out the function. Where are you failing? Hmm? Right, because this is not. I guess I could do array includes. I just like the set syntax more. Okay, it did not work because the edit pencils aren't there. That means the final table columns don't have this set. Thinking through. So if this doesn't work, that means, well, actually, let me take a look at the shape of this after. So what I'm doing now is I want to get a sanity check before I move on. I don't think this part works. Don't care. Does this part work? What is this one? That's that right? What? That's definitely not what I wanted. This is not an array of strings because this dot table columns dot filter called up. This returns the column. I don't want the column. I want the column dot field name. Okay, let's fix that. I think I didn't do that correctly. Yep. Okay, I don't want the column. I want the column dot field name. So let's just put a return statement. We could do a dot map. No, I want to do a return. Okay. All right, that's not right. It goes like this. Beep. Beep. If it has the column field name, then return the column field name. I feel like I can simplify this. Oops. Do I just want to return? No, let's do that. I don't want to do the map statement. Let's do that for now. So the problem here was the set was an object, which is not what I want. I want the field name. Damn it. Okay, let's go see what went wrong. You're still objects. That is still not what I want. WTF? Okay. This table columns filter column. This updatable field has column. Oh. I think you don't have to return. I think you yell at me. Yeah, I need a return. Okay, so I do need the map. Yeah, let's do the map. Ugh. Give myself time. By not doing the return, where's that break? Are you the break? Yeah, break. And then map. All the field name. Oh wait. Call. I've done that at the beginning. If this works, I'm going to fuzzy search after this. And then we'll commit this on a branch called enhancements. I'll figure it out. As you can see, most of the time you're kind of dealing with the data properties. You're looking at objects. You're trying to figure out how to distill pieces of data from them. You're trying to like do a bunch of stuff. Pencil icon. Sweet. This is not for every one of them because I don't have the custom data types, but I got the most important pieces, which is arrays of strings in my editable fields. I already forgot what this variable was. Table columns. So that did work. Okay, cool. And let me just sanity check that. Is this the statement on 328? 328? It's the last one. That's all that matters. So that's the final shape of table data, or table columns. And the editable property is marked. All right, so that's done. I am done with this for now. Let's go take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll switch to fuzzy search, but we will definitely not finish fuzzy search. No. Yes. Save, and then, whoa, this text is huge. Check out the, oh, sure. I really only made changes to one file? That's pretty good. That's nice. Oh, wait, no, wrong. There we go, 26.2. It's going to be more than that later because of the compound name and custom data types. I don't know how to deal with this one. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, we'll figure that out at some point in the future. What editable fields and keyword? No. Um, I'll squash these later. I just want to get them into the branch and then keep it local for now. And then switch back to, I use get graph. I like this. I'm going to go back to master. New checkout. What is this one? Oh yeah, global fuzzy search. That's going to be interesting. All right, take a quick 2-minute breather. There's a couple-minute bio break if you guys need. I'll resume back in a few minutes. Well, actually, I don't need a break, but you guys can take a break. I'm just going to load up my windows on the left here with all the fun crap I'm about to research. Vue.js. Don't need this, don't need this. We'll commit against that later. Okay. I'll start explaining the doc reading in a second. That's gonna be fun. And then get the feature request up in line. Search. Yeah, this is old. So for Vue.js, I figured out some very basic things. So now it's time to figure out the complicated things. So we'll do that. We'll do that in 2 minutes, 4:12. I'm gonna get some water. Let me organize this a little bit. I'm going to do the boring stuff first, and then we'll do the more interesting stuff in a second. I'm going to, where should I put this? I don't want to deal with this right now. So I was going to put a public property or design time property, like a checkbox that says like, hey, check this box to enable global search. But I think what I want to do instead is just for now, ignore that piece. Like I can always build that in because I know like generally how to do it. What I am going to want to do though is figure out a place to put the search so I can take data entry and deal with it. But even then, I don't think I need to yet because I could just fake it. So this is probably one of the things about building an advanced feature request is I'm going to highlight out my thought process. So here's a list of knowns. These are knowns. These are things I know how to do. Take in a design prop, app builder, blah. Hold on. Ooh, thank you. PSP just sent me a bunch of interesting code to deal with the compound field problem. Nice. All right, so when you're tackling like a feature request that you have no idea how to deal with, like that's not strictly true. I think you definitely understand pieces of it, and then there's pieces of it that are like black box. When you're dealing with black box stuff, you should isolate those into like, okay, I need to do like research on this and I'll deal with that later. And then for the stuff that's not black box, you can almost skip that because you know how to do that already, so you don't have to really design that yet. What you're trying to do here is reduce your list of unknowns. Here's a list of knowns. Goal is to reduce both knowns and unknowns. Goal is to reduce unknowns to a confidence level of greater than like, I'm just going to put a number out there, 80%. So this one's like 100%. I know how to do this a billion times. Pass down prop from input, search, input, text input. Pass down props, that's not a good name. Pass down values from text input from user. I know how to do this 100%. This is the part where it gets a little black box. So fuzzy search it. Like that's just one giant black box. And then this part gets to a little bit more fuzzy, which is you have to like compare results to the displayed data. And then that's the filtered data. Yeah, that one's like, well, I'll put it this way. I've done this before in other ways, and it's relatively complicated to have two sets of data floating. So let's dig into this a little bit. So my confidence level for this is like 60% because there's a couple moving pieces for this. Data table wants only one property for view, which is table data. Now, the state of your LWC is actually two parts, which is table data raw, original, unfiltered, and then table data filtered by fuzzy. Now, think about what happens at this level. The take values in and giant black box, and then table data gets shown. Yeah. So if a user undoes this, you're going to need the original data to kind of paint the rows back in. But also, if they just keystroke like back twice, so if they do like, let's take a look at this left side. What am I searching for here? Let's do lead source. By the way, searching for the links are going to be real pain in the ass because the way the table data works is, do I have it here? No. The way the table data works is like the like weird nested properties, and like what's actually for display isn't the actual table data for this isn't the lookup. It's like the ID. So that's going to be kind of weird to go through. Where was I? Right. So if you do like keystrokes of public, and then you do the next pub, so you back out 3 keystrokes, you're going to need to evaluate public against the original data, filter on it. We'll do a debouncer, which is like a delay thingy. I don't know how to explain debouncer. We'll do a debounce on this, and then like it'll do pub, and so you have to go search pub against the original data and regenerate a new filtered data. So like that's going to be fun. I've definitely written this before where I have the design pattern where you have the original state of the rows stored and you also have a filtered state which is mutable like on the fly. That works fine. The nuances here, which I don't want to deal with, and these are optimization problems in my opinion. Optimization step, UX loading. Optimizations, it's not loading, it's UX feedback. So when you're typing this kind of stuff at the top here, this goes back to the mental model, which is about, okay, so you're going to have a thing load on your user. You're going to have a user, you're going to have the lifecycle of the LDIPC do its thing. It's going to go through connected, go through render, blah, blah, blah. Then it's going to show up on the user screen, and it's going to be what I call like fully painted or initial paint or first paint. On first paint, that's the first opportunity for a user to deal with like interactivity. Now, there's a bunch of like ethos around UX design where, yeah, if you're going to keystroke something, maybe like disable that or put a spinner here or do that. We're not going to do any of those optimization steps because the really hard part about this is it's black box fuzzy search. The unknowns here are pretty significant, which is how does Fuse.js work with deep objects, which is the S object S object JSON, I guess. S object JSON for the rows. Like, how does that work? That's something I don't know. So this is like 0% confidence. 0%. It's like 2%. I read the doc very briefly, but I did not actually commit anything to memory, so that's why it's like 2%. Basically, like all this stuff is like 80%. Don't really care. Can solve for that. I already solved for that before. Like 100%. Don't care about that. Solve for that later. What else is part of this? It's like data entry experience, UX. Like we'll deal with those later. So the crux to doing breadth versus depth. Here's the ethos from, I think it's from UX design, or at least that's where I learned it from. You want to be able to guide the user through the critical path, which means if global search is your critical path, it doesn't really matter if the UX is kind of shitty. It only really matters that it executes correctly, and then you can optimize for it. So in terms of MVP, you really want to go breadth all the way to complete the critical path, and then deal with the depth. Depth meaning like this kind of stuff. So we're going to go tackle the biggest piece that I don't understand yet. What else is there? Oh, there's like 2 versions of this thing. 2 versions of Fuse.js. All right, let's Fuse.js. So we're not doing string array search because that's what I've done before. Here's some prior art for string. Go away, sidebar. CSV data table. So here's, oh, geez. Here's some prior art. Where's my Fuse? Fuse basic. I already have the basic module, and that's why I know there's a more advanced one. So you basically construct this with 2 parameters. I already forgot what this one was. That's a data set. Data set and then options, which is like config options. And then you basically let it do its thing. Sorry, you construct the search parameters and then you execute .search on it against like a variable. And then it produces what are called like matches. And here's the output of one match. It gives you a couple things, score, ref index, and in my other use case of it, I just grabbed like the best result because I didn't really care. But then based on that result, here's the temp result. I want to search CSV headers So this thing, search the term, and then if there's a result, just, I don't care, give me the best one. Because there may be multiple results, and blah, 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 bunch of magic. But here's kind of the trick. Score? Oh, I have not looked at this one. Nested search. Oh my god. I think we're going to have to do this. Hold on. Let me read this. So, understanding docs. This is an interesting thing to do. Look at the left bar. Look at examples. Every good doc will have examples, and then just like open all the examples, and then scoring theory is pretty cool. I read that before. Open all the examples, and then just make sure you have all the things you have to understand before you dig in. So it looks like there's only 5 examples and on one page, so I don't need them in all 7 pages, so I'm going to kill all these, or tabs. So I'm just going to scroll down. List. We're not searching a list. We are kind of searching an object array. I'm going to, I'm going to do this. And then I'll kind of flip back between the object structure. I'm going to debug out the table data. Let's do it here since I already have the file open. So my goal here is to have on the bottom or somewhere the shape of the JSON as we're looking through the docs. Where the hell is table data? Oh, this. That way I have a reference point around. I need reference points basically. You need to understand how the library works, and then you need to understand how it would interact with your data set. And the data set I'm planning on searching is just the table data itself. I don't have any other place to start other than the table data. Like, that's my first gut check, is I should probably search that. So before we understand how the library itself works, let's reason about the data set itself and see what that looks like. So we've got keys, and we've got values, and we've got some deep objects here. So in account, there's multiple levels. And I flattened this for other reasons, but I remember that I think it only goes to 1 level deep, because this is holding the account like metadata. But I flattened it out here for other reasons. So I think, how do I get this? Oh, I don't want to lose it. Can I just copy paste this? No. I'll put it on the right side. I just need one of these. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. New. Paste. It's a little bit stupid looking. Let's do this. Yeah, that's good enough. I'm gonna get more indented. Okay, cool. That's gonna be our reference point. All right. Search object array. Kind of like this. Here's an object. It's not really. What does nested search provide me? One above. Okay, so I can search in different keys, author and tags. So I can search, I can search first level properties by their keys. And if I search Tion in both author and tags, why would it? Got it, because it's got Tion in this. Okay. Okay, so this gives you the ability to specify first level keys. I do think we're going to need a nested search now. Okay, so this is kind of the fallback. Nested search obviously looks more complicated. Weighted search, default, extended search. Oh, geez, I don't want to go to the extended search. So we're going to go back up now to nested search or search object array. What does this give me? Author.tag, oh, dot notation. Interesting, you can search through the path. I don't need the path. Like, I don't know if I need to search for account.id, account.name. Because in my input text box, I want to be able to just put like edge, and it would search for every key, first level. Okay, I don't think searching, you know what? I need to double check how I paint this, because I believe I can get away with just searching the top level keys because I flattened it already. Where's my table columns? Hey, okay. So count.type. So this is the raw data from Salesforce. It gives it to you in this structure, but I have some code that flattens it. So it basically flattens the object with the underscore. Now, because I did that, I think I can, okay, so if I type in like direct, right? Direct. I'd want fuse or all, not direct, direct. Yeah, no worries. If I type direct, I'd want to hit here, which is, how would I do that? Tags is an array. So this is kind of my object property. What's my search parameters? Author and tags. Oh, okay. I'm starting to see this piece come together. So I think what it would look like is this. Const options include score. Yeah, I want the score. So I need a set of dynamically created keys. So whoosh, that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting. So basically, I need to fill these with all the keys. So it's gonna be like blah, blah, dot, dot, dot. Email, blah. So I think that's the goal. So that's the goal of this piece. Fuse wants you to specify the key and the level of the key. So I think you want this. And then you pass the list. Is that this thing? Yeah, it's the list. I think I would just pass the entire table data into it and then be like, yo, search, and then search on the key input here. So it'd be like this. Input from user. So that, I think, is the goal. So I really only need to solve these two things because I already know how to solve the rest of these. Like, this part's going to suck. That's busy work, really. The filtering, painting it, unpainting it, that's really like busy work. But this part is the most interesting part. Generating keys out of, well, really, it's the first object.keys, really. I could just do object.keys on this and give it a whirl and pass it into this and then search on it with, I'll just hard-code this. Hard-coded search, and then let's see the results. All right, let's do that. That is how I reasoned about how the hell to do this. So where should I put it now? I want to keep that in there for debugging. I need this. This is important. I don't need this. I need data table? No. Data table? Okay. Let's look at the life cycle real quick. So I got a wire here, I got a wire here, a bunch of random wires. Random callback. When's the first time I can set the fuse options? I need this before I can set the fuse options because this is a dependency. So it has to be after table data get to this. I'm pretty sure by rendered callback it's there. I'm just going to use rendered callback because that's what I feel comfortable with for now. We can move these later to private functions. So to do, got PM, hold on. Oh, okay. Someone's going to look for polymorphic nested object. I definitely did not want to deal with polymorphic nested objects. Oh, by the way, you guys can just type in office hours. It's easier to read. Uh, I think generally right now I want to go from like, and this is probably good for everybody to understand, is when you're building the features, go from like least path of resistance to more path of resistance. So like, unless you're 100% sure, like I'm 100% sure search string array will. So then I'm going to go to like one level up, which is search object array. I don't think I need nested search. I am making an educated guess that because of the way my JSON shape comes back, like I can get away with doing object.keys here specifically. So let's see how that looks. What am I doing? Let's make sure this is here. Wait, table data. Uh, yep, I switched branches, so all of the code from the other branch should be uncommitted right now. So that means this is going to break. Hold on, I got to undo this. It's going to explode. I clicked it 3 seconds ago. There it is. Okay, internet, come on. We're just going to have no editable fields for now. Also, I already see this is not going to work. Why isn't this available at render time? Well, that's not fun. Put it in initialization step, I think, for now. Let's put it here. Okay. Oh, probably load the library, huh? That'd be important. I don't think I need the other version of it. Let me see, hold on. There's something here that tells me why I need and don't need versions of Vue.js. Control F basic. We're going to use Google search. Basic? Oh, here, explanation to builds. It's right there. Whatever. What's in full? Oh, I don't know if I need extended or logical. What the hell is logical query? Oh, that looks complicated. Oh, yeah, and doors. We're going to go with the MVP, which is basic. So what I'm trying to rule out here is I only, what's the word here? Created the ESM module for basic, so I don't want to create the module for full. I'm just going to copy paste the other one because I already imported it. Ugh. That's not what I wanted. There. And then, why is this? Oh, right. We're just going to write it here. Oh, you know what? I'll just do it now. This init global search? It's not init global search, but I'm just going to use that for now. It's like init views. Oh, init views. And we're gonna put hard-coded logic in here just so I can test what the results look like. Come on, where's the good spot? Oh, here, here. Okay, I don't remember how to get views. I think you just do new on it. Yep. Why am I doing this? Yep. Options. Oh, I gotta generate the keys. Gotta generate the keys. Okay, so where's that doc? Doc. Here. Okay, so this part's dynamic. Oh my god, this works to be so funny. This dot table data. Wait, table data? Yeah, table data dot. No, object dot keys, right? I've already forgotten the shape that looks like. Where are you? Table data. Should I get columns instead? Let me see. Yeah, I could do either table data. I think table data gives me more data points than columns. I don't need to expand this. Because table columns gets me, well, it does get me field name. What does this get me? This gets me, this gets me more keys though. We'll use first row table data for this test. I'm just going to make that const. Spell that wrong. Const first. Zero. Zero in there. Let's make sure it's not doing anything dumb. Like not being, I don't know why I wouldn't be here, because this is after the set table data function. So if I have the first row, I just object.keys this to, okay, object.keys is going to get me the keys. Is that in string format though? I guess we'll see. What? No, you know what? I'm just going to sell this in the middle. First row fields. Oh, that's going to kill us. That's going to kill it. Kill that for now. Array of string. Yep, thank you. Okay, I'm going to trust you on this. Keys, blop. I think this is probably more. So this is getting into readability now. I don't think this variable declaration provides any additional value to the future developer, myself, or someone else, more than this. Like, and the only reason why I have this out in its own const is because I want to debug it out for now. But like, if I were really going to do this, I would probably do like a truthy check and then just keys it. I'm super interested in seeing what this actually does. Options. Wait, why do I have to declare new? Right, because I have to pass it in. It's not CSV headers, it's base table data? I don't know what the name of this variable. What does this return? Views. It's not useful. I'll just use views. Views, new views. This table data options. Const result. Views dot. Probably shouldn't do equal sign there. Views dot search. Okay, what was my data set? I want direct. I'm going to do direct. Direct. All right, let's see what this looks like. What? My keyboard being dumb. Also, that being dumb. All right. I should probably go back to the not at builder mode. I think it loads slower. Right, I didn't push yet. Okay, reload. Sweet, stuff happened. Oh, why is that? WTF? Okay, we'll figure that out later. It didn't like something, but that's not related to me. That's related to the library. So this was option. Yep, this is the options. So yes, the keys are correct, but it didn't like that. It didn't like the search results. I don't know why. It's gotta be this. It does not like table data. Wait, let me see. This is the first row. Why doesn't it like table data? That's my JSON. This is going to be fun. Okay, so this provides it in... I just want to eyeball this. Let's figure out how to debug this. Oh, I already did this. So, I mean, to me, that looks like the same object array. I am, however, setting... Okay, let's make... Okay, I don't know what went wrong, so let's simplify. Let's start taking away variables until something clicks. So I'm going to make an option 2, or let's just comment this out. Instead of me generating the keys, I actually just want to see if it finds these dirt off of... Okay, so based on the docs, I can paste in... Wait, this is an array, right? Object.case. Yeah, return an array. Yeah, it's an array right here. So WTF. Let's just try it this way. Okay, which column do I want to search? Lead source. Lead source. Okay, let's see if that does anything. I don't care about options. I know it comes out as an array. I guess I should have just checked this. I don't need this part. This is pretty simple now. The only thing I could think of is this thing is not in the right shape, or it's not here. If it's null, then that's a separate problem. I'm thinking maybe like it's not in a shape that Fuse can do, but I don't know why. Let's go take a look. Okay, that worked. So that is the result. Let's go look at the result set. What did you find? You found nothing of what I wanted. What? So, did I even search correctly? Hold on. I wanted this customer direct thing. Which row is that? Edge Communications. Who are you? Rose Gonzalez? Is Rose Gonzalez in this? No. I'm wondering if the fuzzy search... I don't know why that didn't work, actually. I think maybe it's not that good. So maybe you have to go, like, direct. Well, now that I know it's not the table data, I actually don't know why this didn't work. So we'll come back to that. There's probably something in the keys here that Fuse doesn't like, and that will be fun to debug. The goal here is to get a hit with a high, I guess, rating for Rose Gonzalez because I'm searching for a suffix in the account type. Oh, because I didn't do account type. Ah, it would help if I chose the right. Um, Actually, that's a terrible search now that I'm looking at it. I think these are all the same. Okay. Let's do a better search. Let's do lead source, mouth. Well, let's do something dumber. Word moth. This should work. Otherwise, I don't understand how Fuse works. It would help check your keys and your search parameters are on those keys. Three hits. Before I look at the results. Two hits. So let's go look at the results. Score. Those are really, really close scores. Why did you find all of them? What? Jane, Levy, Davis. Oh, sorry. I didn't scroll. It is three. Okay, so this does work. Why doesn't this work? I'm gonna debug out the keys before I do this. And since I know this works, I'm just gonna do this. Whoops. Use keys? What? Okay. It's really throwing me off when it lags. Okay, this should fail. And then now we have to go figure out why it failed. So generally, I have now, well, hold on, let me see. So it comes back with a ref index in the item. The item has an ID. Okay, so this is the general, I know we're going to run out of time. This is the general design philosophy I'd probably shoot for, which is get result, or no, get all result. Then parse each item, create key set of IDs from item. Yeah, I don't care about the ref index. I don't care where in the, wait, why is it 4? Because it's 4? 5. Yeah, sorry, 4, 0 next. Yeah. This tells me the index of the hit against the original array. Yep. So I don't care about ref index because I just need a primary key of some kind to filter on, deal with the, I closed that thing. But in the mental model, you basically need something to create the filtered data set. And so a set of IDs would work really well. So I basically need to crawl each item and grab ID, push to set, do the busy work of creating filtered data from set that has row.id, push to, sorry, assign to list.table data. Yeah, that's basically it. I don't know what's going on with the search though, so let's figure that out. Why do you fail if I generate you dynamically? WTF? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. E dot term is not a function. Use basic. I don't want to go look at the library. What's wrong with these keys? What's killing you? I guess we'll look at the library. I don't think this is pretty far. It's not pretty far. Let's go look at the CDN version. Installation. It's running a trim function that it does not like. Yeah, that should be not minified. Why? Why are you doing this? There's 3 hits on trim. Not a blink value. Oh, I don't know what that means. What? What's space 3? Oh no, regex. Regex is split by spaces, but keeps anything. But I am in quotes. Sort by the fuse score. Yeah, we could do. No. It comes sorted. The first element in the array is the best score. I remember this because I did this. Best result. Best match. I remember trying to sort and be like, what? Oh, wait, it's already here. So yeah, the best score is already sorted for you. I actually have no idea why it's failing on this, so that's gonna be fun. All right. I don't know what this regex does. It tells me it's split by spaces, but keeps anything in quotes together. But my keys are not spaces. My keys are not spaces. Huh. Oh, no, that's the key. Item. Okay, I don't like going through libraries. This will take forever. Let me see the error code again. E.trim is not a function. That's pretty bad error. So it means whatever it found. Where's trim? Is there an issue? Oh, good. Do I have a stray rogue key? Yeah, there must be a rogue key, but I'm looking at the array. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay. 2020 closed. Huh. Wait. When you're receiving an object, do JSON at stringify. Why would that matter? I already have an array of. Oh gosh. Do I have to stringify the table data? That seems weird. I will give it a shot. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure that's the right thing to do. Okay, minimal repro, fuse search A. What? Yeah, my item looks kind of like that. Wait, downgrading. Should I just downgrade this thing? Downgrade it. How do I get 630 though? I'm gonna downgrade it instead of JSON stringing a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. Now I have to go find the CDN builds. Where are you? Builds? Dist. Fuse keys, filter F, f.trim. You think so? Okay, let's try that. Let's do... Wait, let's do... Wait. Oh, fixed? No. Maybe trim. Okay. Yeah, I don't love this. I'd rather just downgrade it. Don't call the function. Wait, that's gonna work? Is not a string trim? I actually don't know what this does then. Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. Uh, I'm gonna deal with downgrading while that's happening. Wait, 646 fixes it. Oh, sorry, 64. We're on 646. What is my version? Not. It is 646. My God. I guess I'll downgrade it 3.0. How do I get to? Oh, here it is. Oh, geez. These are all the fun things you have to figure out when you're working with an external lib. Okay, so that's saved. I think it pushed correctly. Let's go reload and see what happens while that's happening. Didn't come with any results though. Okay. Let's downgrade. I'm mostly curious. Yes, I'm in. Why it's being dumb. Paste. Oh no, it's gonna format it. No. Okay, good. It didn't. Oh, you wanted just to see it? I'll do that for you. Well, I already upgraded the library. Or downgraded the library. I will do that regardless because that's before you hit lib. So let's do that. Log. Few keys. Yeah, we'll compare them next to each other. I already know what table data looks like. I already know what that looks like. Okay, so this should both load and show you what the output of that is. Time check. Yeah, we'll try to wrap up soon. So the gist of the feature request with unknown variables is to like basically try to open that black box a little bit. It didn't like that. Okay, I don't know what's going on. We will have to figure this out later. But yeah, so the fuse keys are fine. I see. Okay. These are strings, right? Like object.keys returns strings? Oh my God, what if I have to like, hold on, object.keys I'm doing. Also, I needed that, hold on, I need that issue. That's going to be important for later. MDN object keys. It might not like keys with underscore. That is entirely possible and super sad because I flattened. I don't want to have to go into the deep nested version. Dude, that returns strings. Is it not? Yeah. Okay. I think you're probably right. I'm gonna try an experiment. Uh, hold on. Where is? Okay. Which ones are not? Account type, account ID, contact ID. Okay, let's kill those. Uh, D, E, not includes. Whoops, not plus. Not includes. Is it include or includes? Again, include? Includes. And that should do it. That's pretty dumb though. If this works. Oh, also I'm on the 3.0. Oh my God, scroll to the left. Yeah, 3.0. I could bump it back. Well, let's test it for science. And I'll bump it back to what, 4.6? That's 3.0. Damn me, 4.6. No, 4.6. ESM? Yep. Yep. Okay. So that resolved. Is that resolved? Oh, gee. Output? Did you go through? You went through. Okay. Dude, if it's underscore, I'll be sad because I flattened it. That means I have to go like one level in. Yeah, one level property in. Which means I need, oh my God, I need to, oh, this doesn't work. That's pretty dumb. If I just copy paste this and it doesn't work, I'll be very confused. Hold on. At this point, we're still fighting the library, which is not ideal, but part of development. Okay, thanks. That's not what I wanted to copy. Copy. Please work with just that. Yeah, copy good library. Single quote should not matter. Double quote shouldn't matter. It better not matter. Okay, go. Screw Vue.js library. I'd be so confused why this would work. I expect this to not work. So if it does work, I guess, I don't know. Good. Okay, it doesn't work. So what's going on here? Maybe it doesn't like an ID property. I have no idea why these would fail. Something's wonky with the lib. Is there a limit of keys? That's a good question. That'd be stupid as hell. I don't even know where you go to look for that. Let's do super cool Google. Oh, geez. Do super cool Google search. Site. Limit. Oh my God, is there an option for like default limits? So the way I grok these searches is once you have the keywords you want to look for, just look for like text on the screen. And I just scanned super fast. I saw the word limit and I saw number. And then my head went to like, okay, is that a limit of config? Because that'd be super sad. That's me not reading the manual. So now I'm doing limit. Denotes, oh man, that's number of search results. Okay, all of the examples have 4 keys. Keys? List of keys. There's nothing about limits. Okay, hold on. Keys? Limits. Limit? There's no hits on limit. Keyword Mac? No hits on Mac. Keyword key. 2 hits on key. Keyword. This is options, right? Yeah, options. Wait. Search an array of strings and objects. Okay, I'm going to make an educated guess here. I wonder if Fuse Basic doesn't work. I'm going to throw a Hail Mary. Give me full min.js. Account is an object, not a string. That could very well be. It doesn't know that. You know what? I think you figured it out. I think you figured it out. We need to do not object keys. Oh, filter key. What's the? Oh, has property key. I don't remember the syntax. Let me go look at the old stuff. Has property is object. What's that checked? How to check if. Uh, oh, I think I know where it is. Hold on. I think it's in table service. Tables? Yeah. Sweet. If you figured this out, I'll love you because that would make a lot of sense. But I expect Fuse to fail silently, not like explode. So that's good to know. Few keys, object keys, filter key. Yes, we want those. Key type of key. Oh, wait. That's not what I want. Type of key is object? Would a key be an object? No, the value. We're checking out the value. So key. Oh, that's not going to give me what I want. I'm going to check for object is an object. Object value is an object. Yeah, that's what I want. I can also just check if it's an instance of a string and filter on that. I'm not sure which way I want to do this. Well, for science, I'm going to undo that. You want to do for trim? That's so unintuitive though in the code. Like, if it's really a count, I'd rather just have the syntax here say like, hey, don't put an object to this because it sucks. Oh, also I don't need that. Let's just test this for science. These are all strings, right? Hold on. Email account, right? Email account. Yeah, those are all strings. One of these is no, they're all strings. Okay. Oh, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. I'm feeling it. I see what you're saying, PSP, but I think from the implementation level, we shouldn't dig into kind of like why Fuse fails and filter out for trim. We should include, sorry, we should filter out for the fact that it can't parse objects. Grace. Yep. God damn it, that was it. It doesn't parse objects gracefully. Okay. So that's the root cause. That was fun. That means deal this. Filter key. Ooh, you have to do gotta be an easier way. Type of object.pop. I think type of is probably better. Payroll data. Key is not good. Why does not prettier? Oh, it's because I'm zoomed in really far. Oh, geez, we're at 511. I feel like I should do the inverse. Key is a string, or key value is a string. We'll deal with that later. That did not do what I wanted to, so I screwed up something there. Oh yeah, that would do it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm doing the stupid thing. Do I need table to 0 though? Yeah, I need table to 0. Yep, you're right. I feel like it should be inversed, but we'll deal with the readability part later. Because this is confusing why, from a readability standpoint, it's like not equals object and filter it in, so it should be filter equals string. So to do type of key equals string. I think it's just string. How to check if object prop is a string. What's the check here? Is it has on property equals string? No, I don't care if the object exists. How to check if JS prop is string? Not JFT. Is it type of string? What? What's this one? I think it's just string. How would it not be string? I'm trying to invalidate that it's not just type of equals string. Oh, what's this? No. Yeah, I think so basically I'm sanity checking if it shouldn't just be this. Because I feel like that's the right thing to do, but for some reason I feel like that's too easy. Oh, let's take a look. I think you know what this is gonna do? I think this is gonna fail if one of these are numbers. Like, let me check but they're not numbers. All the table data comes back as strings. Like I don't know if I can guarantee that. It'll fail for date fields? Yeah. I see what you're saying. I'm gonna go back. And because it's unintuitive why we're doing that, time to add a comment. Fuse fails not gracefully, ungracefully if you pass in an object. Document which version I'm on. Don't care. Are you on 4.6? Did I revert you? Oh, I could just do this. Duh. Revert, and then save you. Fuse, what is this version? 6.4.6. Fails. That's a terrible sentence. Fails. Let's do fails. If you pass in an object for search. Key. Yes. Okay. I don't need this anymore. Yep. If this works, that is probably a good place to wrap up. Hooray! 3 search results because there are 3 with word with. They all have the same hit. Yeah, that makes sense because it's the same. This uses, I forgot the algorithm, Levinston distance or something. It's in the Fuse.js docs. It's very useful. I did not read it in great detail. Scoring theory. Distance. Length? I forgot where it is. I remember seeing bitmap algorithm. There we go. Yeah, Levenshtein distance. So yeah, it uses a scoring theory from that, and then it just does like text search left and right and distance. So this is pretty cool. All right, so from the pseudo, this is probably the hardest part. Like making the library work apparently was really difficult. So the other stuff is just like busy work. So extract the results, extract the ID, go get all the data, create a filtered table data, push it into the property, the this.table data property, and then just handle the user inputs and then feed them into like here basically. Because this part we already filtered out. I do think there might be optimization here to use table columns, but I again, you know what? If we did table column, we probably wouldn't have run into this issue because it wouldn't have, well, I don't know about that. Either way, these are fun learning things to figure out which, like the overall design. What's this here? Ah, non-string data. Yes. These are useful. Get function. I'm wondering, I don't know if it's worth a perf hit to do deep object searching with the advanced options when I can get away with top level keys. I think if you wanted to optimize for, yeah, I think I'll probably do that in post MVP. So you basically get this to work with just what you have here on the screen. And then once you connect all the pieces together, you can basically optimize one or two passes to do advanced options. And then you can swap out like where you generate the keys from as an optimization step and then hone it in basically. Yeah. I think I would get this working first and then deal with those advanced options. Pretty cool though. All right, I'm going to wrap. Are there any questions you guys want to text through? Does this get fun? Obj path. Oh, okay. Yeah, that looks interesting. I think for the sake of readability, I wouldn't do the advanced options. But yeah, this should get me pretty far into, I think this weekend, I think. I can wrap these up. You got two branches. I'll probably commit this. Kill this. Kill this. Kill this. Comment this. Why do I have two changes? What's over here? Oh, don't want that. Close. 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 Yep. Oops. What? Good commit message. Where did I commit my other one? Oh, right. Whip. There we go. All right. I'll keep it local. I don't want to push them in a remote. Neat. All right, I'm going to wrap. We can take the rest of this into just office hour talk or into dev general, I think. That was fun. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out.